Well, we made it to the end of the week, folks. Welcome to Hot 97 News, a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest stories across the country. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Rondell with 2 N's and Million.
Hey.
And it is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, wait,
Did you peep
Dang, I
it?
didn't even
Did
know
you
that.
peep
I didn't
it?
even know that.
Yes, it is. So y'all better be on your toes today.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I
crazy.
gotta tell you, that's why you watch the news.
Spooky.
But you know, we also gotta do it big for Black History Month.
Yeah.
And today is Black Fact Friday. So here is Million with your Black Fact.
Yes. Black Fact Friday.
Yes, sir.
Today we talking Black Wall Street. Did you know that in 1921, one of the wealthiest black communities in America was destroyed in less than 24 hours? Tulsa Greenland District, also known as Black Wall Street, had over 200 black-owned businesses, y'all. We're talking hotels, banks, theaters, grocery stores, law offices, even a 54-room luxury hotel. Yo, we was prospering for real. But on May 31st, 1921, everything changed. After a disputed accusation involved a young black man named Dick Rowland and a white elevator operator, a white mob gathered outside the courthouse. Armed black veterans tried to show up and prevent the lynchings, and a shot was fired, and chaos followed. Over the next 24 hours, white mobs, some armed, burned the city down 35 city blocks deep. More than 1,200 homes were destroyed. Historians estimate 100 to 300 people were killed. But that's just what historians say. Some people say the actual number will never be known. Thousands of black residents were detained at gunpoint, and no one was convicted for the destruction. But we can't leave you on a bad note, because people don't know that Greenwood was rebuilt. By the 40s, it was thriving again, a testament to black resilience and economic independence. Black Wall Street isn't just about tragedy, but it's about power, ownership, and what happens when a community rebuilds itself.
Come on now.
Happy Black Friday.
Hey.
Amen.
That black fact, baby. That
You know what? A lot of people know about that, but some people don't. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, no,
I really feel like,
we know a few.
We know a couple of people who didn't know about that. So, it feels like that's something that's very important because, in the Black history scheme of it all, people always want to say that black people are always so downtrodden, always victims, and always poor, and always distraught. No. Every time that, the people tried to thrive, they were met with a little resistance. So it's good that you left it on a nice note where it's like, but you can't keep them down for long.
Not always.
Amen. Resilient.
Okay, hopping into the news, there are a couple of topics we want to just quickly update you on and not even linger on too long, but they are important. DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, is probably getting shut down today. So funding runs out at midnight and lawmakers can't seem to do their jobs again. Democrats want ICE to stop these roving patrols, take off their masks, wear body cameras, require immigration warrants to be signed by an actual judge, not just ICE, and forbid the U.S. citizens who are out there from being deported. Republican leadership say all of that goes too far. They're trying to work with the Democrats. Democrats don't want to work with them, they say. And so now lawmakers have left town and they couldn't even vote on a funding resolution, even if there was one. So we'll see what happens with that. But that means that TSA would be working without pay, that FEMA would be limited in how they can operate. The Coast Guard could scale back operations to just the critical missions. Secret Service is going to work without pay, of course. And ironically, immigration enforcement will not really be impacted by this, but only because ICE and Border Patrol already has a separate funding that was already approved. So
Oh, wow. They're still going to be getting paid.
they're still going to be getting paid.
Wow. That
and it doesn't
is
impact them.
wild.
Yep.
That 2 weeks flew by. It was
did.
really temporary.
It did.
It was really temporary.
It did. They were supposed to be figuring it out, and lo and behold, they didn't figure it out.
Cooked.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Also, very quickly, Don Lemon is going to be in federal court today. That is the former CNN anchor who is now an independent journalist who is now going to have to enter a plea in that criminal case that stems from when he went into that church in Minnesota, along with that group of ICE protesters. So the charges basically accuse that he and the other protesters who went in there conspired to deprive people of their civil rights and interfered with a religious service. Don Lemon plans to say, I'm not guilty. He was allowed to be there because he is a journalist and he was just, covered under the First Amendment. So there are kind of two First Amendment claims: religious freedoms, journalistic freedom of speech. claims kind of both going at it. So we'll see what happens with that. Anywho, diving into news that's actually really freaking interesting to me. Iran might actually get hot soon. We just learned that the U.S. is sending another aircraft carrier to the Middle East. So if I'm going too fast at all, please feel free to stop me because this is getting very interesting to me. But what's just happened is the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is the one that's been off the coast in Venezuela. They sent that over there to Venezuela right before they captured Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela's president. So that is moving from the Caribbean by Venezuela to the Middle East. So it's going to be there on top of the USS Abraham Lincoln and the guided missile destroyers that are already there in the Arabian Sea and the whole armada. So this is a lot of freaking firepower behind Trump's efforts to try to get Iran to go and agree to some kind of a nuclear deal. Yeah.
I mean, putting that pressure on them to make them agree is a smart tactic. Do you think it'll actually work though? That's the real question.
That's the $1 million question, to be honest.
I hope it works or something because I can't see Donald Trump actually pulling this fleet back because it'll almost look like he's like tucking his tail if they don't agree. So it's like either we popping things off.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Trump is going to like really back away from this whole entire thing.
You got to do something. Really good point. You don't have all that out there and not get a deal and then leave.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So now remember, Israel's leader ran over to Washington, D.C. to have a 3-hour meeting with Trump behind closed doors about this. And Netanyahu is hoping that the U.S. will not only do something about the nuclear deal, but also press Iranian leadership to stop their ballistic missile program and the support for the militant groups that are out there like Hamas and Hezbollah. And Trump said this, remember, on True Social after that meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu, and I highlighted the part that I thought was interesting. There was nothing definitive reached other than I insisted that negotiations with Iran continue to see whether or not a deal can be consummated, whether or not we can come to a deal. If it can, he let Benjamin Netanyahu know that that would be the preference. If it can't, we will just have to see what the outcome will be. So that says to me that Trump would like to do this diplomatically, not with force. I don't ever know whether or not to believe these people because they do, I don't want to say lie, but they do tell the media whatever they want.
For sure.
Because you can't give the cards away to the enemy.
Right.
So, he might be saying this. It could be true. It could not. I don't know. But it does seem like, at least the way I read that, is that we haven't decided one way or another to attack you or not. I would like to make a deal.
How much influence does am I saying his name right? Netanyahu, right?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. How much influence does he have over what happens next? Like what?
You just asked the whole loaded question. Don't even know.
I'm saying.
My bad.
No, it's not my dad. It's a funny question. It's funnier that you don't know why that's
yeah. Like, I'm trying to. Well, I'm just trying to understand more. These are the questions I put in my chat to help me understand, but I have to ask.
No, I had the same question.
Oh.
Americans have that same question.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. The streets say that America is that big dog and that Israel is America's ally and we just work in partnership. Other people say Israel is controlling America and has bought off a bunch of politicians, so they're really controlling us.
It's not okay.
I'm looking at you. You're looking at me. I'm looking at y'all.
Everything is up in the air. I got you.
You know what I mean?
I got you. No, I got you.
Look, ask the quiet part out loud, but look,
right.
It's the question that people have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's just so interesting that after the meeting, we get ships going over to Iran.
Yeah, true.
That is so crazy.
True.
Peeps.
Somebody said last meeting that they had, we took the president
of Venezuela.
So it's just like, dang, Netanyahu, every time you come over, something drives the
Yeah.
Who's really calling the shots?
Okay.
And if you're really trying to connect dots that may not need to be connected, the stock market also kind of went down
very much
after
so.
that meeting. So it's like,
very.
Is it connected? Is it not? We're not here to spread conspiracy. We just trying to, we're pointing things out.
Pattern recognition.
We're
y'all.
recognizing patterns.
Pattern recognition.
Now, here's where the plot thickens just a little bit. I saw this report in Iran International, and it's said to be a reputable news outlet. All news is kind of propaganda, when you're talking about this kind of stuff, because, again, everybody's government is going to be putting things in the news that they would like people to see. I thought this one was interesting because this report, the headline even, which is not here, the headline was that Iran warned Trump that thousands of Americans would be targeted if there was an attack on Iran and that it would spiral into regional war. but specifically that an Iranian lawmaker, it was a member of parliament in their National Security Committee. That person reportedly claimed that Trump sent a message via an unnamed country, because they have other countries who are involved in these talks right now. He claims that Trump sent a message through them asking basically to hit 2 points in Iran. So the claim is that Trump asked, hey, can we just hit 2 points in Iran? And they said no. And I looked that up because I'm like, wait a minute, why would we ask them if we can attack them? That doesn't make any sense. And apparently that is a strategy that's used in the powers that be, where they will basically say, look, this is going to happen kind of one way or another. We can really do whatever we want. So can we just like agree that this is going to happen and then we can continue to negotiate? I guess. So that's
so interesting.
That's what they claim.
Oh my God. So he was just basically, what if, this is just theory. This is just theory. What if Donald Trump was being pushed to do this? And he's like, y'all, please, Iran, just let us hit 2 spots. Because I don't want to do this. I don't want us to go through all this whole entire bloodshed. But somebody is telling me to do this.
Maybe. We don't know. Look, he said, and I quote, this is Mahmoud Nabavian, I guess, talking, a member of Parliament's National Security Committee, said Trump sent a message via an unnamed country before negotiations asking to hit 2 points in Iran. Mind you, because this could just sound absolutely crazy, in the last conflict, which was that 12-day war between Israel and Iran that the U.S. got inserted into, also at the pressuring of Israel, calling a spade, that's just what happened. They basically ended that whole thing with Iran saying, we just hit a U.S. base, and they have state-run TV playing patriotic music for them and saying, we are attacking the West, all this kind of stuff. And Trump said to us, to Americans, they told us they were about to do that. So they didn't tell their people that we knew they were about to hit it, but we cleared everything out. Nothing was damaged. Like, everything is fine. So they gaslit their people, were the claims, into thinking that they actually attacked the West and were strong. Trump literally said that was a weak response because they let us know they were going to do it first. So, whatever. They can do what they want over there.
When he says hit 2 points, is he talking about like actually bombing something?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I thought 2 points because it had it in quotation, so I thought 2 points meant like a terminology for something else. But no, 2 points means like, can I hit 2 spots in Iran? Oh shit.
Yes.
And the thing that's weird about it is, if you're really about to pop it off, why are you communicating with them and telling them I'm gonna hit these 2 points?
So again, there are people behind the scenes right now that are trying to work something out. They have an armada outside of the country. You know what I mean? Things have gotten to a point where it's like, you probably will do something, especially because you have to. Trump's hand is kind of tied here as well, because remember, and that's why I kept showing y'all this True Social post. He kept telling the people, burn down, your institutions and protest, and we're going to come and help you. And then nothing happened. He let those people out to dry. Right. So Iranian leadership said that was partly Mossad, which is Israel's spy agency, and the CIA, which is ours. They were out there making things worse. The people out there, from what I've been told by my Iranian friends, that they hate their leadership. So it's not like they would really care necessarily in all cases that this is happening. Some people out there would welcome, from what I've been told, any kind of intervention that gets this regime out of there and frees them from what they feel like is true oppression. So it's just, it's something for, I think, U.S. citizens to look at and be like, okay, do we want to be involved in a forever war potentially or not? Because again, Iranians are saying, if we get hit, this does explode. There's no negotiation that happens where you hit us and we do nothing about it.
That's facts though, because Iran can't keep looking weak in front of their people. That's what a lot of we just saw the protests of the people that was burning down the ball and everything. They were saying death to America, death to our regime sometimes. And it's just like, if you're ahead of a country, you have to instill pride in your citizens. Right now, if they just keep on letting America bomb them and bomb them and bomb them, it's like the people are going to uprise in Iran anyways. I'm not going to trust my regime if what's going on?
Suddenly y'all look a little weak to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And weakness is where another kind of faction can sneak up in there and say, we know the right way to do it. Iran has been through this before. In their history, not to bore you with a history lesson, they have had literally like the U.S. spy agencies and British spy agencies go in there and convince people to basically protest and coup their leadership. That's how this exact leadership kind of got in there to begin with. So they know that this kind of thing can happen. This leadership specifically knows. So they're trying to probably hold on to power the best they can. But also, what are you going to do when the people are mad at you? So, I don't know what's about to happen.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
Now, and this is just how I'm thinking. Now, could they both just be barking loud and with no bite right now? Could that be a thing? Like, could they both just be, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, when, they're probably trying to avoid going to war, like a full-scale war? Like, is that a theory that could possibly be true?
Totally. But like Million said, they got the armada out there.
Yeah.
Like big talk is for when we have our assets at
Other
home.
way. Okay, I see.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to surround your house and then be like, okay, I'm going to leave.
I feel what you're saying.
Because that's not just like I sent people down the street. You sent them across the ocean.
Yeah.
You just moved the aircraft carrier that was in Venezuela, putting the pressure on them over to Iran.
Yeah.
So it's like, you planning on doing something potentially. Yeah. So this either ends with them doing some kind of nuclear deal, which again, Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's leader, wants them to add on, tampering their ballistic missiles program and all this other stuff beyond what the U.S. wants. That's why I was trying to tell y'all the other day, I don't know if it was yesterday or not, that Iranian leadership has said, please don't let Israel ruin this. Like, we're negotiating with you. Please don't let them come up in here. But Israel is the U.S.'s greatest ally. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what's going to happen.
Very sketchy.
This is interesting.
Isn't it?
This is interesting.
It's like a TV show.
Yeah, it is very much so like a TV show, bro. Like, you really don't know what's about to happen,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you just sitting on your toes, on the edge of your seat, like, okay, where are we going next with this?
Yeah.
Like, what's really about to happen? Now, how does this affect U.S.? Like, if we were to go to war with Iran, how would this affect us? It wouldn't affect us, like the people in America.
Yeah.
Like, would it affect us by any means, or do y'all think it would or no?
I see millions passing away. Like I
For
said,
us.
In general, in general, like overall, you're saying if we was to go into war with
Iran? Like if this ended up, if nobody came to a resolution and they couldn't come to any deciding factor of this is what we're going to do, this is how we're not going to go to war, and it was like, nope, we about to take it here.
You mean here in our country?
How would this affect us?
Iran doesn't have anything that can reach over here, so they would be trying to reach anything in that area that they can hit. They've said that any company or base bearing the name of the United States would be targeted.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
So do they just tell everybody to evacuate,
and
to limit the lives that could potentially be at risk? I don't know. But obviously Israel's within reach. We saw that with the 12-day war, so maybe they also get impacted here. I don't know. But there are also sleeper cells, which are people who are planted here and they've been told, like, hey, if this should happen, you're going to do this.
Right.
And they always say when any kind of like regional kind of conflict pops up, there's sleeper cells. I've not seen a sleeper cell get activated, but I also don't know what one of these school shootings might have been that or what you never know.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? Because some random crazy thing will happen. And is that the sleeper cell or is that
great point,
some crazy person who just did something random? They're not going to tell us that.
So, true.
We'll see what happens.
That's a good point.
Okay. We got to talk about here at home as well. And I don't want to piss y'all off, but we got to talk about Savannah Guthrie's mom. The case is still going on. And it's honestly, I'm glad we've gotten to a point as a country where it's kind of pissing everybody off at how just unorganized and strange it all is. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we want this woman back home. And we hope that y'all can find her and stop the person who did this. But let me just tell y'all the updates, just so y'all know. First of all, early yesterday morning, a forensic tent was set up outside of Guthrie's home. Nancy Guthrie. Again, Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. She is the mother of the NBC News anchor, Savannah Guthrie. She was taken, last Sunday? So it's been almost 2 weeks since she's been taken. So I don't know why it took them so long to do this. They just did this yesterday. What do you mean a forensic tent was just set up? Those are what are erected to protect and preserve evidence or to conceal a body or a weapon or other critical evidence. Why did it take y'all almost 2 weeks to put this up? That's weird. They've been ordering pizzas to the crime scene. Now y'all want to do this?
Exactly. Now, I saw this on X the other day, and it kind of made me think. All right, now just go with me on this one because I was even like, okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Now, mind y'all, just to let everybody know again, I have to say this. This is not me, all right? I'm not thinking this way. I'm just reading stuff, and it's kind of just making me think. Somebody said, what if Savannah's mom is not kidnapped? Think about it. Just think about it.
What would the alternative be? Is she again, this is all speculation.
We don't-
Has she
Right.
passed away?
We don't know. We don't know. What if she never was kidnapped?
You're saying it's all an elaborate ruse.
All this just an elaborate thing.
I mean,
Wow. What would be the purpose? I don't know. But what if none of this is real?
I mean, it is kind of sketchy. I mean, we keep on seeing like the person that's doing the ransom notes. They keep on pushing the deadline back. Like, you ain't about that life for real.
Come on, man.
Look,
matter of fact, TMZ just said that they got 2 more notes from the ransomers, and the first one said that it was an ominous statement complaining that they're not being taken seriously. Well, you haven't done anything. You keep saying like, this is the deadline, this is the deadline. And I hate that TMZ even said this was ominous. What's more ominous than taking someone's mom in the middle of the night? You know what I mean? You already did the big one. So why are you now making empty threats? It is very strange.
Very strange.
And there was a different email apparently sent to TMZ demanding 1 Bitcoin in exchange for information on the suspected kidnappers, aka I know who kidnapped this woman, and I'll tell you for 1 Bitcoin, which is about $65,000 right now.
Not enough. For information, bro. It's all getting under my skin at this point because I'm like, why? Give me some. I need more information, or now I'm gonna start making my own theories up here in a minute.
And that's kind of what that is. People are making up theories.
I'm about to start making up my own theories, and y'all don't want nobody making up their own theories about something so serious, bro. That's just not the way you want this handled. So, like, yo, either we pay the lady, pay whoever is asking for this money, pay them so we can get this lady back, or y'all start telling us the truth.
Now let me make you more mad.
Don't do that.
I'm going to make you more mad. So, first of all, after releasing the doorbell footage, which everybody saw, the guy had the mask and the gloves and the gun right there in front of his pants and a book bag. People started looking at that book bag, and they found that this mastermind who could kidnap someone and evade the FBI for this long got that book bag from Walmart.
Where's the book bag at?
Police confirmed. This is one photo where people have pointed to, actually, this is a second video, in fact, that people have shared since the FBI released the video we showed you yesterday. And this is part of that book bag. And we have an actual picture of the book bag for an example.
Okay.
This is the Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack. So someone who could do all this just went to the local Walmart.
maybe that's why he's doing it. He need to stop shopping at Walmart.
No,
stop shopping.
Or just go run some security footage back at a few of the local Targets or the Walmarts or whatever. Run some security. Y'all say, run some stuff back. This could be easily solved.
Well, Walmart is now trying to cross-reference and see if they can find, who all bought these backpacks in the last couple months. But to also make you mad, apparently on Wednesday, investigators found a pair of black gloves, and at least one of the gloves was reportedly found about 1.5 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's house. You're telling me, again, somebody who came up with this elaborate plan and can evade the FBI just threw the gloves out the window?
Now it sounds like y'all just planting stuff, bro. Now that's what it sounds like, bro. And this, once again, this is my speculation, okay? So this ain't what's really going on. This is what I'm thinking was going on. It sounds like y'all just putting stuff around, just making stuff up so people can go, oh, wait, this, oh, that. Diverging. It's so much divergence going around, bro.
Very, very much a distraction from something. You know what I mean? So there were both gloves that ended up being found. They're both being tested for DNA and forensic evidence. Authorities have not confirmed whether they believe the glove is connected to the case, but they put it out there. And then again, there were both gloves found. They wouldn't say the exact position that the second glove was found in, but they just say they found it in the general search area around the home. So I just tossed out part of the evidence, whatever.
That's crazy.
And that got even crazier because then the local police department said, I'm going to take those gloves and I'm going to send that to a private DNA lab in Florida instead of to the FBI. People think the local sheriff's department and the FBI are kind of beefing right now. Because it seems like there's some kind of tension. The FBI wanted the gloves to go to Quantico for testing, Quantico in the FBI's facility.
Right.
Instead, the sheriff said, no, we're going to send this to a private place in Florida, and they're going to look at that, not y'all.
Huh. Hopefully the sheriff's department does better than the FBI, because the FBI's been folding right now.
I think that the sheriff might be a little mad because remember when he got up there and said there's no video evidence?
Yeah.
Right.
And then the FBI said, here's the video evidence.
Yeah.
they all look bad.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? The sheriff hasn't been doing any more interviews. They haven't been doing any more press conferences because it's clear. It's like y'all are clearly not sharing information with me. So these people have the most ghetto investigation going on that I have ever seen, and this woman is still missing.
Yeah.
Now they did increase the reward for information that leads to an arrest to $100,000.
Okay.
Which I think. Well, actually, I think that's strange because, like, clearly you're thinking, oh, $50,000 wasn't enough. Somebody just sitting on information, like, nah, 50 ain't enough. Surely somebody, if they knew something, would give it. At the same time, the person who claims to be emailing TMZ, claiming to know the kidnappers, asked for a Bitcoin, which is $65K.
Right.
So if you just want some money.
It's a lot of money being thrown around. I'm finna text somebody and be like, hey, I got some information. All I need is one Bitcoin. Like, what are we doing? It's not enough urgency, again, in this case to get this lady back. And that's what's really making me mad. Because if this was my mama, oh boy.
I mean,
tables would have been flipped. I'd have dug up the house.
Exactly.
Lifted up the whole house to figure out where my mama at. What?
The moment a pizza was ordered.
Come on, bro.
Boy.
Y'all playing in my
to
face
the crime
now.
scene.
Y'all playing in my face now. Why y'all hungry? Where's my mama? Y'all trying to eat. I can't eat for 3 days and y'all worried about pizza.
Literally. And then just to cap off, you being mad about something involved in this case, the Pima County Sheriff's Office sent an alert to people who live in a 2-mile area around Nancy Guthrie's home asking for video footage, including just any cars, any video traffic, any pedestrians, or anything else out of the ordinary between January 1st and February 2nd. And when I saw that, I said, you're just now asking for this?
Don't even make no sense, bro.
Yeah. All right. Sometimes that's all you can say.
It's all right.
All right.
You got it.
All right.
You got it.
Okay. We'll see. But we do have a lot more stories to talk about. We have to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Hot 97 News, everybody. And let me apologize right now for nerding out real quick. But breaking news, Fourth Wing fans, a TV show is in the works. I repeat, a TV show is in the works, and Michael B. Jordan's company is producing this show with Amazon. And here's where I'm a little nervous. Michael B. Jordan said casting for the show is still in the works, but that it's not going to take the obvious route. And people have been flooding TikTok for years with theories on who should play who. I don't know what the obvious route means. All I know is that Zayden better be Zaydening, and y'all better not look at me no kind of way, because the people who know what I'm talking about. Millions of people read these books. I don't want no attitude from y'all on my left and my right. And from what I've read, I think he means it's not going to be a bunch of well-known actors. It might be a mix of, well-known actors and no-name actors who are just coming up in the scene. And so I'm so excited.
What is Fourth Wing?
Thank you, Dale. Thank you.
Fourth Wing is a book. A book series, 3 books right now, in a series that's going to be 5, and basically it follows this girl who it's dragons, it's sci-fi, it's romantasy, it's all the things. It's a great series. This girl basically, who's like just a very book nerd worm kind of situation, ends up being told by her mom, who runs this military college, that she's got to go, instead of joining the scribes who hold all the knowledge, she's got to go join the dragon riders and be a fighter. And she's got like no height, no muscle, no nothing. She's a bookworm. Y'all don't get it.
No.
Y'all don't get it.
I'm with you, because it sounds like some not Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings type of situation.
If Michael B. Jordan does this right, it could end up being, I think, as big as like Game of Thrones.
Is it a black book? Are they
No.
black? These aren't black characters?
No. They're definitely not black people.
Why is Michael B? Why is he doing it there?
Because we could branch out, brother. We could branch out.
I'm not
Exactly.
saying that he can't. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna have the white people up in a roar, and once he starts casting these black people.
Well, he might not cast a bunch of black people.
Oh.
And casting is very important. Like, again, people have been on TikTok literally making whole probably careers for themselves doing just casting videos of like who we think should play this character.
Okay.
So I said Zayden better be Zaydening. That's a character where people have been like specifically honing in on him, honing in all these people. Yeah, you're going to find somebody who should be real fine.
That's crazy. Michael B. did direct Creed 3.
He's good.
He's done it before. So
Yeah.
he might be able to pull it off.
And they put it on Prime Video, not what's that one that
Tubi.
Tubi, not Tubi.
Yeah, this is a white man.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's a
Did
white-
it? You know,
it's-
tan.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
whatever.
tan. Muscles got a little
I
tattoos.
mean, this could be a black dude. Let me put Zayden Black.
If they make Zayden a black dude who is like a black dude, nobody will watch.
What does
Nobody
that
watch
even-
this.
Whoa.
What does
Nobody
that
will
even-
watch this.
What does that even mean?
You know when you read a book and the book is just they describe the characters so
Oh, okay.
specifically.
To the T.
You had the nerve to go hire somebody.
I got what you're
when
saying.
I'm trying to like see the vision of the book
I
play
got-
out,
I
and
got
you
you.
had the nerve to hire a black guy
Wait,
or
so-
anybody.
Who should they hire? Like, what's some names that you got? in your
Oh, I
mind?
wish I could. There's this guy who's I don't want to throw it out. I can't. I can't.
Wow, they're
But
not. They're not hired.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
they're
okay. Look up this guy. I think his name is Emilio Sakura, something like that. That's one of the names that's going around on TikTok of who should play Zayden, who's the main male character.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Interesting.
He's the kind of vibe you
so
can
they
look
gotta
at.
have long hair.
Oh, all right.
Gotta have a little long hair, little
Yeah.
tanness to them,
Oh,
some muscle.
okay.
You know, it's attractive, man. You
Yeah.
can look it up at home. We can see it now on our screen.
Good looking brother.
Yeah, you know, it's good looking dude. If I would have known y'all would have asked, I would have pulled him up. But he could
well.
be anybody. Like the character could be anybody. So that's why he's like, I'm not gonna put a bunch of well-named people in case you hate that well-named person. I want everybody to
smart.
just, you know, be who they are as the character and not have any preconceived notions of them. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's
they're in a
smart.
military college, so they're constantly fighting. They have to fly dragons. They have to learn how to fly dragons because
Oh, this some Harry Potter type
it's
stuff.
you
All
know,
right,
I
that's
told
dope.
you I was about to nerd out. So,
Okay,
you know what I mean? I was
okay.
just-
How many pages is a book? That'd be determined if I read it or not.
Let's just say 15 pages and it's a picture book, and then you can just pick it up and then
It's okay. Yeah,
you'll like it enough
okay,
anyway.
Yeah, because
it's not a picture book.
after chapter 5, I'm good and done.
No, after
Chapter
chapter 5,
five
you're
is
gonna be
great.
hooked.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it's 3 series already.
There's 3 books out already.
3
There's
books.
5 that's coming, and more. I mean, I think it's interesting because it kind of parallels reality a little bit. They end up finding. Oh, I can't.
Don't
spoil
ruin
the book.
it. Don't
I can't
ruin
spoil
it.
the book. Can't
Don't
spoil the
ruin
book.
it. Don't ruin it.
But it's really good.
All right,
It's
shout
really
out to
good.
fourth one. Shout out to Michael B for doing your big one.
Shout out to Michael B for expanding because
Yeah.
if he does this right, again, he could be in a bag here. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
That part.
All right. Okay. Speaking of well-named figures, man, this is a conversation. If you hear it, you're going to hear it. If you don't, I don't know. Question is, did Kurt Cobain really commit suicide? For years, people felt there was something a little off with his death, and what a team of forensic scientists just found kind of challenges that official narrative.
It is wild.
It is.
Yeah. Now this is not the first. Y'all know this is not the first time they've reopened this case.
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they reopened the case back in 2014.
Oh.
Yeah. So they reopened the case, reviewed the evidence, and still came with the same conclusion of suicide. So and then they've done it over years after that. Like they kept, reopening the case, and they finally they were just like, all right, man, this is like, there's no point. They just now, and I don't even know the full reason of why they just now recently wanted to do a full deep dive into the case, but I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm very glad they did. So.
So if you don't know, what is the long accepted official cause of death for him was a suicide. He was found dead in 1994 at 27 years old at his home in Seattle, and he had a shotgun wound and a note nearby, and that shotgun wound was ruled to be self-inflicted. He did it himself. And so that's what this team kind of went in to try to figure out what actually happened here. Because again, people have been saying some of the details of it don't really add up to me. So from what we found in the Daily Mail, this team's theory is that one or more people may have been there when he died, that Kurt Cobain, was forced into a heroin overdose that incapacitated him, then shot in the head by somebody else, and then left with a staged suicide setup and a forged suicide note.
And he was overly like the limit of being on heroin. Like he was that's what they say. It was like way too high for him to even shoot himself. And the way the shotgun was positioned was all wrong. And then, the note was kind of like, it wasn't a note of him wanting to quit music or quit life. Like it was the note was weird. I've only heard conspiracy of what the note says and stuff like that. So what I do know though is that he was married to Courtney Love, and that's a big picture of this because when he died, he was estimated at like $50 to $100 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So his net worth was like estimated as 50 to 100 million. But she didn't get anything. So in the state of Washington, Without a will in Washington, she would have never been entitled to a significant portion of his property, but his daughter did. So his daughter ends up getting a bunch of his money. Frances, she inherited a lot of his money long term, but Courtney she ended up benefiting from like his royalties and his management and his later on his publishing sales, but she was never like the sole heir of any of his stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that plays a big point in this story about Kurt Cobain and like his suicide. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably thought that she was probably got to get a crazy bag off this man.
Oh, she just didn't realize that it wasn't going to happen for her?
They weren't married.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I looked up why, in fact, the same Daily Mail article probably even mentions this, why this team thinks that this was some kind of staged suicide setup and a forged suicide note. And so they go into detail and they say that some of the findings don't fit a suicide scenario. They say that there is internal organ damage that they claim shouldn't really be consistent with a gunshot death. It's specifically there's brain and liver damage that are consistent with overdose, not a gunshot death, and blood patterns suggesting the body was moved after he died.
Oh my God.
Also, she pointed to a detail like a receipt. A receipt for the gun and shells found in Kurt Cobain's pocket, and the shells neatly lined up at his feet. So for her, she claims that scene was a little too clean for a typical suicide, and it was arranged like it was a staged movie. I got the receipt in my pocket, I got the shells, and it's up on my feet. It's like this looks a little too much, like it's too much. Like it's a suicide. She also questioned how syringes could be capped and neatly put away after multiple heroin injections if Cobain was dying, implying that it doesn't really align with what a dying person does as they're dying. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna put the caps back on.
Oh, see y'all later, y'all.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed my time in life. Put everything up. That's crazy.
Still, the authorities say this. We've looked time and time again. It's a suicide.
Suicide. Every single time they've called this a suicide.
But I will say, the spokesperson for the King County Medical Examiner's Office said that they are open to reviewing new evidence if there's new evidence. But, how do you find new evidence in a 1994 case?
And at this point, I honestly feel like I don't know if his daughter is alive, but I'm pretty sure she is. I would say, bro, let my dad rest in peace, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like at this point, bro, like it's been so long. Like, let him rest in peace. I mean, regardless if it was suicide or murder, let him live. Let him just.
Do you think? Do you think he would? Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah. If it was murder, wouldn't you want like?
Yeah, wouldn't you want to know?
At this point, bro, it is what it is.
Hmm.
That's how I feel. That's how I would feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been. I mean, y'all done dragged every which way in the mud. This, that, and the third. It's like, dog. At this point, let him rest. Let him rest.
Yeah.
Like, let him rest. Because she didn't know it was murder when she was younger. All this stuff is coming out to her probably in the past like 10 years of just her finding out about her dad and what happened and things like that. She really didn't know what was really going on because he died when she was such a young age.
At the same time, like it seems to me like if I were a kid and I had a dad that committed suicide, that would be worse for me because it'd be like, how kids think like, oh, was it me? Was it my fault?
True.
Why didn't he love me enough? It would almost be like a grace. If it's like, okay, he didn't just say like I wasn't good enough and he just left this world and bumped me. Somebody took him, which I don't know. I feel like I would want to know that. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's like, do I really want to just have these stones constantly picked up for no real reason because they're not going to investigate it?
And who knows? She could have probably been the one to bring the investigation back up. Who knows?
Yeah,
we don't what I'm
true.
saying? We really don't know. But I mean, if it was me, I would be like, hey man, I want to move on with my life. And who knows? She might not want to move on with her life. Who knows? So.
Yeah.
How can someone rest in peace knowing that they're like, if it was a murder or something like that? That's what I would be thinking and I would be trying to do. I'll be putting money into investigating constantly. That's what I would do. At least.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we will keep you posted if there's any meaningful update there because, you never know what investigators will do with this information. In the meantime, Kiss rocker Gene Simmons is wondering why all this ghetto hip hop music is being honored in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He ain't say it like that, dog.
He said it like that, right? He said it like that. Next time, Gene, say it with your chest, dog. First off, I didn't even know who Gene Simmons was.
Kiss?
Really?
Kiss. I didn't even know who Gene Simmons
Guys
was,
that paint
bro.
their face.
Yeah. I didn't even know who Gene Simmons was. So during a recent podcast interview, Gene Simmons argued that hip hop artists should not be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because the institution. In his view, it meant specifically rock music. This is what he said verbatim in the interview.
The fact that Iron Maiden is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they can sell out stadiums, and Grandmaster Flash is. It's not my music. I don't come from the ghetto. It doesn't speak my language. Hip hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, nor does opera, symphony, orchestra.
I mean, he tried to clean it up by saying
Right.
I feel him. He tried to clean it. Yeah. Everybody besides rock and roll, not just rappers.
What do y'all think though? Does hip hop belong in the Does hip hop belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Dog, rock and roll doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because y'all stole it. What do you mean? That's like, come on now, like y'all stole rock and roll from black people. Like, so I mean, like if you really want to get technical about it, so I wanted to see, like, you know, what is it? Little Richard was a rock and roll artist. Let's see, is Little Richard in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't know.
I don't know either. It seems like he would be.
That's
right?
what I'm thinking. But anyway, but my point is this. Not everybody that you think is a rock and roll artist. Yes, Kiss does sell out stadiums, but I mean, let's be honest, man. I don't personally think a lot of the rock and roll Hall of Famers belong in the rock and roll Hall of Fame as well as not rappers.
Yes. Little Richard was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986.
There it goes.
Yeah, there's a couple of other notable hip hop figures that's in it, like NWA. They were inducted in 2016. Jay-Z and Eminem also were part of it too. So it's like my whole point is, when I heard this, I was like, not only did y'all kind of steal it from us, I'll give you that. Like you just took what we had and you grew from it. I'm not going to say you completely stole it, but the evolution of rock, according to some historians, is like a derivative of blues, rhythm and blues, gospel, and country music. And country, we ain't even going to talk about how we kind of did country too.
Okay.
Blues, I mean, yeah.
But blues really started it all almost. And this is just like a derivative of it. And mind you, rock and roll was kind of like a derivative. I mean, hip hop was a derivative of rock and roll in a sense too. We still have some of the same music. We have guitars that we still use in rock and roll, in hip hop. We have the band. We have all types of things we've taken and grown from the original rock and roll and made hip hop. So it's like it is all rock and roll in a sense.
Is you say Eminem's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Eminem, you know they.
Gee, you can't be mad. Can't be mad that bad, man. You know what I'm saying? We got one of y'all up in there with us. Dang, you can't be that mad at us, bro. Like, come on now.
Eminem is a white rapper, if you didn't know.
Oh no, they know who Eminem is. There ain't no way y'all don't know who Eminem is.
But when he said that it's ghetto music or it's like a ghetto language or something like that, that's what threw me off. I'm like, bro, I'm tired of people making it seem like hip hop is just one bad thing. Like, there's excellence in hip hop. Like Jay-Z talks about luxury and luxury items and getting money and working hard for yourself all the time. Same thing with Lil Wayne, Rick Ross. Like, we have excellence. It's not all ghetto.
Question: do you think mumble rappers belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, not at all.
Young Thug does. Young Thug is a rock star.
Lil Uzi
is a mumble rapper also.
Lil Uzi is a rock star. Playboy Cardi. Then, if we really
but like as a mumble rapper, would you classify Young Thug as a mumble rapper?
Yeah.
Young Thug, Lil Uzi was classified as the original
mumble rappers.
Yeah. The original mumble rappers, and they are rock starred out right now.
That's true.
Rock star.
That's true.
So I think for you to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you have to have that rock star status, which everybody that's in the Hall of Fame has rock star status. Andre Big Boy, rock star status. You know what I mean? Eminem, rock star status. Run DMC, rock star status. Like, these folks got like Run DMC back in the 80s rock star status.
And yes, the Beastie Boys are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were inducted in 2012.
Yeah, but we really don't classify them in rock.
Well, no, the Beastie Boys?
Yeah, we don't.
I mean,
they are, but nobody's really like, man, the Beastie Boys, man. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, I mean, are they? I don't
They're
know.
hip hop. No, Beastie Boys are hip hop.
Rob was saying, like, are they like? He's saying, like, what's the problem? They were also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, we
the
know
Beastie Boys are in there.
We know what the problem is.
I mean,
That's why he backtracked so quick when he said ghetto. You see how quick?
It's opera too.
And opera. I don't think opera belongs in there. Ghetto.
Orchestra,
Yeah, man.
all that.
Yeah, we saw how quick he backtracked, brother.
Oh,
Caught you, Gene.
gotcha.
Caught you.
In other news, did y'all see Cardi B and the Department of Homeland Security going at it on X? This year is so weird.
It is very weird.
It's a very weird year.
The fact that I'm seeing like the government like actually getting into Twitter battles and X battles is like it's so crazy to me. I've never heard of the government commenting so much to people. So if you don't know, rapper Cardi B criticized immigration customs enforcement ICE during her Little Miss drama tour stop in Palm Desert, California. So she basically said if she sees ICE pull up to her concert, she will throw hands with them. That's what she basically said. She said, I'll throw hands. As a response, the DHS heard this and responded on X. This is what they said. As long as she doesn't drug and rob our agents, we'll consider that an improvement over her past behavior. Yeah, so if you don't know what they were kind of alluding to, the statement was referencing Cardi B's past admission from a resurfaced video in 2019. In that video, she described drugging and robbing men while working as a stripper before her music career. The DHS did their research. They pulled up a video from 2019 of her talking all this crazy stuff, and they did this.
Right. You know how lame you got to be to sit whoever running a Twitter, bro. You're lame. Like,
that's lame. I kind of thought it was creative.
Lame, bro. Why are you arguing with a rapper? Like, bro, you're the DHS. Home.
Don't you have stuff to do right now?
Like, dog, what are we talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? You see her argue with a rapper. Come on now, bro.
This is the same DHS who should be trying to investigate 2 shootings involving ICE or Border Patrol and U.S. citizens. So this is the best use of their time, apparently, these days.
They trying to get cool points. And let me be cool with the kids and clap back, as they say. Let me clap back at Cardi B.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, dog, go do some work. How about that?
Our government definitely is sassy, now that I think about it.
Very sassy.
Very sassy now.
Bro.
But did you see what Cardi B said in response?
Yeah, so she responded, and this is what she said. If we talking about drugs, let's talk about Epstein and friends drugging underage girls too. You know what then? Why y'all don't talk about the Epstein files?
Yeah,
you worried about me? Right. You worried about me? Why we not talking about the Epstein files?
And that right there, my friend, is why Cardi is the dopest. That's why I rock with Cardi, bro. Because that's her thing. That is her pedigree.
Yeah.
She's supposed to clap back.
Right.
She's supposed to do that.
Right.
DHS, you're not. You're not. You're supposed to have read that and kept it moving.
Kept it moving.
And been like, okay, girl, like, whatever. But no, you're not supposed to. And then you got that. Now you running around with your tail between your legs because she just probably said some that's a wild statement for her to say. And y'all probably, I'm sorry, Miss Cardi B.
Let me go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't really mean that.
I didn't know you was going to do that.
I thought we was just playing. I thought we was just joking back and forth. Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
But also,
Crazy.
Cardi, you might want to calm down because I don't know your family is. I don't know if they all legals now. I don't know if they. So don't be playing with them too much, okay? Don't be playing with them too much.
Be careful now. Be careful.
Oh, man. But you know what? On a lighter note, it is about to be Valentine's Day. You guys doing anything good for your loved ones?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's doing something
She's
good?
watching, I'm sure. So I'll just say yes. We got
Okay.
something nice planned.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? No, I ain't gonna out you.
A lot of money was spent, though. I will say.
Yeah, talk
Okay,
that talk.
okay.
Y'all been beating me up about it too.
Talk that talk,
Y'all
bro.
kind of beating me up about it too.
Yeah.
Amen.
Come on, Valentine's Day. Okay, so where are we going first? Because we got a couple of Valentine's related things to drop on you guys.
I think we going spending, I guess, because
Okay.
I'm not the only one that's dropping a bag this Valentine's Day. Apparently, U.S. Valentine's Day spending is projected to reach $29.1 billion, according to the National Retail Federation. This is the highest that we've spent on Valentine's Day ever. And the surprise is this surpasses the previous record of $27.5 billion in 2025. Maybe it's inflation.
I mean, maybe.
Or maybe people are just falling in love.
I don't know.
Where y'all getting all this money from?
That's what I'm wondering.
Where are y'all getting all this money from? That is the real question. $29 billion. Where are y'all getting all this bread from? I thought we was in a recession.
Right.
I thought eggs was $9. Where are y'all getting all this money from, bruh?
So how much do you spend on Valentine's Day on average? I'll tell you what other people spend.
On average, let's say a dinner and an outing, maybe I want to say max like 200, 250.
250?
Yeah,
Okay.
250,
What about you,
200,
Lana? Do you get your man anything?
No.
I am the present.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
So average planned spending per person this year is $199.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was compared to last year, $188. So we upping it up a little bit more.
Where are they going to eat at for $199? That's not even a full. That's not even a full day. Where are y'all going to eat for $199 and the whole date?
$199.
Yeah, $199 for the entire date.
You can't get a whole date for $200.
I mean, you can. It ain't gonna be like top
Oh,
notch.
he said I got money.
Going crazy.
Didn't say that. Didn't say that.
Crazy.
Didn't say that. I just said that's not like that's on Valentine's Day. You're supposed to spend a little extra.
So to your fiance, if you're watching this, make sure that Valentine's Day looks like it's at least a $500 Valentine's Day, or else he did not care at all.
She knows.
According to him.
She know what she get from me. She knows she get anything. So
Oh.
yeah, it ain't even. She
Okay.
ain't even got to worry about that. You understand me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You understand me?
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
But speaking of presents, though, the most popular gifts to get on Valentine's Day also came out. We got candy with 56%, flowers at 41%, greeting cards at 41%, evenings out, going out on dates, 39%, and jewelry at 25%.
Y'all got to switch it up,
How did y'all manage to spend however many billions of dollars and most of y'all just buying candy
Bruh,
and greeting cards?
switch it up.
That's crazy.
Dang, that's boring. What y'all
Switch
want?
it up, bro. It's
No, I mean,
2000.
how did you spend that much? 20 how much we say? Billions of dollars?
20, yeah,
And
20.
y'all are just buying candy? That better be some good old candy.
It's 2026. Time to switch it up, bro. Flowers,
what? Like
candy,
how?
greeting cards. That's old news. Do something different. Shoes, all regular gifts. Do something different. Now, I don't know the answer to that, but what I'm saying is switch it up. These boring gifts, bro. Candy, you should get her that every day. Jewelry, you should buy her that probably once a month.
Oh.
Maybe you know what I'm saying, twice a year, something
Talk
like
to
that.
him.
Flowers, you should be getting her that once a week. She should be getting a
Oh.
pair of a nice bouquet of flowers once a week.
Oh.
You dig what I'm talking about? So that's what I'm saying. Y'all doing this on one specific day. Y'all need to be doing this throughout the year.
Let me call your fiance.
And that day, listen, that February 14th, she need to walk outside and see a car or something. You know what I'm saying?
big baller.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
You know what I'm
baller.
saying? Y'all need to go on a trip or something. Now, I'm not saying I do any of this, all right? Y'all should do it. That's what I'm saying.
No,
And
that's
I
crazy.
agree.
Man.
But apparently you shouldn't get red roses, which is crazy because I love red roses.
Yeah, for the single people out there, if you at home alone and everything, you're saving the environment if you're not buying flowers.
If you're not buying red roses,
Yeah, apparently they said that environmental concerns stem from multiple people buying these roses. They say air freight emissions, agricultural chemical use abroad, and plastic and foam waste derives from people buying all these flowers.
oh, because they got to ship it in.
Yeah.
So that means they got to go and have all that exhaust in the air just to get y'all some flowers. I see. I get it.
For the single people out there, you might be saving the world.
We're saving the planet.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? That is where we have to leave it for this hour of the show. But don't go anywhere because we have a lot of Atlanta stories coming at you after the break.